Yes.
Beautiful. When she was bad. Oh,
I think that's like the funniest title to me. I was like, that's the funniest title, but it makes sense. It's really funny to me because I'm like, she wasn't even that bad, guys. Leave her alone.
no.
She was
We've
just
got
a
more to come
little
with her
bit of
being
a
bad.
dick.
She gets a bit more spanky.
Okay, so Prophecy
Speaking of
Girl.
speaking of spanky, right? Last night I watched the episode was like
Hello. You went quiet. He's gone. I don't know if you're talking logic, but it's not showing, and I can't hear you.
oh, there I am. I'm back.
Okay. You were like, I was like, is there a really long pause for some reason? I was in
I needed to catch
suspense.
I needed to catch my breath. Um, why is your stream's not come up on me?
It's not.
Uh,
Let me see.
it says three viewers waiting.
Well, that's
Uh,
homosexual. Failed to parse image. I don't care about that.
just how I like it.
Yeah, I don't understand. It says it's going on mine. Fucking retarded. Rumble Studio. Rumble Studio has been
Rumble,
giving me.
yeah, Rumble's been really rough of late. Like really rough.
Yeah. And I.
I did a stream on Twitch, and I mean I detest Twitch because of the politics and actually just like the ads and there's so much to dislike about Twitch. Their core tech with how it handles streaming that.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. Rumble needs to do some catching up, yo. Holy shite.
Well, and it pisses me off because they do all kinds of stuff. Oh, I had to go live. That's what happened. They do all kinds of stuff that you're
Ah,
like, why is there five extra steps to this one thing? Like,
yes,
that's the
yes.
thing that gets me about Rumbles. I'm like, why is there so many extra steps? Like,
Well, just getting like chat to work is a fucking ball ache.
yeah.
Like, please make it easier to do an API plugin type thing. Let me turn off notifications, otherwise everyone's going to start messaging me. In fact, let me just mute
It's gonna
WhatsApp. No, honestly, I'll sit down and everyone will decide that this is now the time to have a chat with me. Like, cheers, thank you. Anyways, I was saying before I got rudely interrupted. I watched the episode with Xander doing the witchcraft with Amy, and it backfires, and all the girls of Sunnydale are horny for Xander. And we're talking about what do we say again? I can't remember now. And it just made me think of that scene with Buffy walking in her a stripper jacket.
Oh yeah. Oh man,
So
that.
I just wanted to remind everyone of that.
Oh yeah, that episode. I forgot that episode existed. Like maybe my
It's
first
so
time
good.
watching it, but then like the second, and I also love how very painfully horribly the spell goes wrong. It just cracks me up. Like I just think it's so
Yeah, yeah.
funny. Like talk about instant karma. Like
It's
good
so
shit,
good.
man. And
Hey, right. Let's find. So yeah, go on.
I was like, and poor Amy, like she's the one who cast it, and she's not even immune. Like that's some bullshit magic right there.
Yeah, but that's like it's more the genius of the writing of Mr. Whedon, isn't it?
Oh,
It's like
true.
clever little things like that where you go, well, they shouldn't be immune, and they're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there was nothing she did to make herself immune, but especially like it cracks me up because she thinks it's gonna go fine, and I think that's the issue with that episode is like because of Xander's ill intentions, it fucks up. But if Xander had not had ill
it's so good.
intentions, it would have been fine.
I mean, what's good about that episode as well is he doesn't actually have ill intent. Well, I mean, you can argue that he wants to break up with Cordelia rather than her break up with him. So you can argue that's ill intentions, but actually deep down, it's more
He's just butthurt.
sincere. Yeah, he's more sincere. He genuinely loves her,
Mm-hmm.
like he does. In fact, they do. They love each other. As it's coming. It's actually not coming. Not far from me now, but when those him and Willow get the smoochies on, and Cordelia falls through the stairs. She's genuinely hurt. She's emotionally and physically, obviously, hurt.
Yeah.
So
Be
they
impossible to
really
not
care
be
for each
physically
other.
hurt in that situation. The emotionally, but
And even in Angel, she refers back to, because when she's like interested in Doyle, um, she sort of says, "I've already dated like one like loser geek. I can't go through that like drama again." So it's I don't know. I think they do care for each other.
yeah. I
Really?
I think so too. I think it's how their relationship like starts and takes off is always so funny to me, because it's not even like, it doesn't even feel like enemies to lovers, because like they're not really enemies. They're more like, I don't know, just the way they take shots at each other cracks me up. Even after they start dating, they still take
Yeah,
shots at each other.
they do. Yeah, it's honestly, rewatching season 2, I'm getting pretty much to the end. Um,
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Well, it's also just such good writing. Like season 2, season 3, I even think a lot of season 4 I like a lot. Um and then excuse me, I had to sneeze. Ooh. But yeah, season 2, season 3 and season 4, there's like, I don't know, like, let me look at the lineup real quick, cuz I don't think there's any duds for me in season 2 or 3 really. 2, there's like ones I like less, but there's no like actual duds. Only advice for you. Oh, yes, yes. Fish. Oh yeah, that one is a little, that one cracks me up because I was watching it and I was like, this ends up being part of the like show like intro, like a clip from it, and it's such a like forgettable episode. The thing that's memorable about it for me is the one of the swimmers is one of the guys from Dinotopia, which cracks me up. I just think that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I think so. Wentworth Miller. Yep, yep. We're talking about the same guy. Yeah, Prison Break, and then I loved Dinotopia as a kid. It's like it's these two guys get their brothers, they get like transported into a different dimension where dinosaurs and humans live side by side. Very weird. But yeah. I'm the baby, you gotta love me. Yeah, I've heard the ending for that one is pretty, yeah. Yeah, it's either like they know a meteor's coming or the world's freezing over, the ice age is starting or something, and I'm like, that's so fucked up. Well, and I'm just like, what was wrong with the writers? Like, they were just upset that the show was ending, so they were like, fuck it all. Like, what are you doing? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, we weren't allowed to watch Ed, Ed and Eddie because of how over the line it could be. And then we really liked Cow and Chicken and I Are Baboon, but and our parents did not like those shows, but they couldn't find a reason to like make us not watch them. They were just like, yeah, yeah. It was very weird, but yeah. Yep. They were fine with Cat Dog. That was Nickelodeon for us. I don't know if it was different over there, but okay. Oh. Oh yeah. That's hilarious. Even the poors needed Buffy. It's so good for them. Good for them. Oh. Yeah, that is. I mean, it's nice that you don't have like a ton of advertising, but like at the same time, it's like, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. That's why I can't stand watching TV. I didn't grow up with it because we were poor, so we got rid of TV because you even had to pay. You even had to pay like for just like your normal cable TV, like the basic like 60 channels, which is crazy in America that it's like 60. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I Oh yeah, yeah. That's DirecTV. My nana, when my grandpa died, she moved in a year later, and she's like, I have to have my soaps, so she paid for TV, DirecTV, which was like $200 a month. Yeah, yeah. She's like, give me General Hospital. Oh, that's funny. I've seen like I've seen literally like one episode of House, and I was like, damn, it was really good. But I was like, I don't need another addiction. I'm already good with Buffy, and then Bones I'll rewatch, and those are kind of like my two that I will go back to. So I'm like, Angel is I kind of include Angel in Buffy, but yeah, House was good. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. We will talk about Prophecy Girl. Oh my gosh, dog, shut up. Other people live in this house. It's fine. Hey, it's okay. She's like, what? Are you sure, dude? Alright, shut up. Oh, yeah. Just rip that band-aid off. Dun, dun, dun. This is one of those episodes where I was like, that didn't really pay off. And by the thing that I think didn't really pay off, it's the chosen one. I was like, that it doesn't really pay off because like Buffy suspects him. She's like, I know who you are. I know what you're here to do. Like, let's go, and just like willingly goes with him. Yeah, she takes his thunder, and then in the next season, Spike just like puts his little ass out in the sunlight and he dies, and you're like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It just cracks me up because I'm like, as far as like the Master and the Chosen One, it's like the Chosen One didn't do shit, bro. Like he was fucked up the whole time. Yeah, because I think it is. I think it is like I think it literally is after episode one because Spike is like, no. I think it's Yeah, I think it's school hard because he's like, I'll take care of your Buffy problem. And then they fail. And he's like, you were supposed to blah, blah, blah. And he's like, hey, you know what? You're 2 feet tall. I'm putting you out in the sunlight. Fuck you. And then he dies. And he's like, all your goons are my goons. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, he's in episode one because they kidnap everyone and put him in that warehouse. Episode two is a non-vampire episode, and then episode three, yeah, yeah. I did like it though. I think yeah. we can talk about that when we get there, but yeah. 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 A little bit more directed watching rather than just enjoyment. Kendra, the Vampire Slayer. Yeah. Oh yeah, which I think is so fun. Like, I love that you have this instance in Prophecy Girl that triggers this thing that Giles knows about, but they just don't tell Buffy. And I'm like, why would you not say something to her? Yeah, yeah. That's like it reminds me of when Faith shows up. She's like, "Oh yeah, my watcher went to the Watchers convention." And Buffy's like, "Why didn't you go, Giles?" And he's like, "It's invite only." And I was like, "How fucking dare they not invite Giles? What is wrong? How dare you?" Giles is the best watcher. Yeah, that's what I think it is, because they have this collective knowledge that they all kind of like share between each other, and they're all kind of like prepped for what if the Vampire Slayer gets activated here, what if the Vampire Slayer gets activated there, and so they have watchers like that just kind of go out all over the world. That's I'm so confused on that part, because like I with Giles I'm like, he's got a day job, but I'm sure like Kendra's seems like he doesn't have a day job. So I'm like, just from the way she describes him. So I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So, and he doesn't have a part-time job when he's with Faith and Buffy. So I'm like, what, maybe I'm thinking maybe when they stab the vampires, they hawk all the jewelry that gets left behind. That's pretty lucrative. They're like, that's how we fund the Watcher Society. Yep. They do fly to England. Yeah. There you go. So, Prophecy Girl. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I'd probably take it like Buffy does, where she's like, well, might as well get this shit over with if I'm just gonna die. Because she comes to terms so fast with her death prophecy. Which you kind of have to if you're gonna, like, enjoy your last few days. You kind of have to come to terms with, yeah, this is gonna happen, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, and then I also love how Giles is like, he like grab some stakes and he's like, I'm gonna go take care of the master, and they're like, Giles, you literally can't. But he's like, Buffy's not gonna die, I won't let that happen, I'm her watcher. And you're like, oh, that's so sweet. He goes full dad mode in this one. Yeah. Yeah. And he's so human. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's such a good, he's just a good, like, male leader figure. Like, it's insane cuz he backs down when he needs to back down, but he'll push when he needs to push. And then he also is like, he's not too critical of Buffy and he's not too critical of everyone else, but he still kind of will throw jabs at them, eh, in a loving way. Yeah. Well, I also think it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit of difference too of, like, if Buffy fucks up, it's usually an accident. Like, so he's like, I can't really hold you too accountable because it's not like you went out of your way to go fuck this up. Whereas Xander goes out of his way to do this spell, and he's like, you know, magic is dangerous, you moron. Like, why did you do that? Like, why? You know that there are consequences to things, man. Like, so. Oh yeah. Which, I mean, valid. They're talking about maybe bringing her back for the new show. Yeah. And charisma, yeah, so I'm like, I don't know how they would do that, if they would, like, I just don't know. But if they can do it in a way that makes sense, I'm all for it. But I also am like, Charisma Carpenter was like, I would love to do this one. Like, so. Yeah, and she shows up in that last season of Angel for one episode. So I'm like, they could potentially bring her back. Because if she's a god, also, like, why can't she hang out with humans? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. So, yeah, Gloria. That's the one where, fucking Michelle Trachtenberg shows up and she's like, I'm Buffy's sister. And you're like, Buffy doesn't have a sister. I'm so fucking confused. It's like, I'm taking crazy pills. This is bullshit. Buffy doesn't have a sister. I was like, this girl is... I was like, she's gonna kill us all in our sleep. Guys, get rid of her. She's not your sister. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same. Yeah. Yeah. And the Chosen One, he's not, like, a big enough threat that you're like, I need to see what happens with that. Because, like, he's literally done nothing this whole time. Except that one time he leads Buffy to her death. And he doesn't even fight her. It's the Master. So, like, you know, you're not, like, on the edge of your seat wondering what's going on with that and what happens after that. Like, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, so Buffy did live and we are good. And if the show had ended, you wouldn't have felt like, well, what the fuck? I was supposed to figure out what happened, blah, 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 you know? It would, it would just be like, oh, well, okay. I guess that was a good ending, like, for the show. Yeah, I'd say an 8 because it's just Buffy has some fun stuff to say too. Like I always see people who like do like cuts of the show. They'll put that line where he's like, "You're alive," and she's like, "Yeah, and I'm pretty," or what? Or he's like, "You were dead," and she's like, "Yeah, but I'm pretty," which is more than I can say for you. And you're like, "Damn, true, master be ugly." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the second he gets freed, which you're like, if this guy gets free, he's gonna do some shit. But the second he gets free, Buffy kills him because she's like, bitch, you thought I was dead, but haha, here I am. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely could have been. Like, I love, like, for me, I think a lot of things that are, like, feminine are, like, things that you can't really put your finger on. Like, it's hard to describe them. And Buffy, like, showing up in a dress, I'm like, that's her, like, embracing her feminine side, but also, like, I'm strong enough to face death. And so, like, the juxtaposition of that is just so cool to me that she's like, I'm gonna look my best even if I'm marching off to death, because fuck you, I do what I want. And just, like, it's so cool to me. Like, I wish I had seen. Yeah. Cocaine friend adventure, that stuff. Yeah. And she's so, like, it's so, to me, it's so fearless because she's like, I'm gonna die anyway. I might as well die in the dress I want to die in. Like, like, yeah. And so it's just, it's very brave, and it's a lot of bravado, but also bravery, which is kind of, like, weird because those two things typically don't go together, but with Buffy, they do. Like, she has some bravado, but she's also extremely brave. And so, yeah, 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 yeah. Yep. Yeah, yeah. It's just a good. Yeah. Well, I think, like, now that we're talking about it more, I'm like, 9 would be okay with me to rate it just because, like, it's such a good ending for Buffy. Like, even her showing up in the dress and everything. Like, it's perfectly. Like, if the show had ended, you would have felt like, yeah, Buffy went through this character arc. This is who Buffy is. Buffy's not afraid of who she is, even if she's facing death. And that's, like, the point of Buffy as a person and a character in a show is, like, she is this girl showing up to her death knell in a dress, like, walking hand in hand with the enemy. She's like, I'm still gonna fight, Yeah. 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 Well, and it's very, like, character heavy, which I think is, like some people, like, people just don't have attention span these days. So if something is character or dialogue heavy, they want to, like, end it all, and you're like, okay, not everything has to be shoot, shoot, shoot. Like, we're trying to learn who these people are. Like, let's care a little bit about character development. And those are the shows that people end up liking the most anyway, and the movies that people end up liking the most anyway, and that stick around because of all that character development. And, like, it's just like, it doesn't, like, people want that. They think they want action and stuff constantly happening, but actually this is the stuff that sticks around with humanity as a whole. So Yep. Yeah, that's. I've never seen the second or third Matrix. I loved the first one. There was a time when I was a younger. I was probably like 9 or 10. I would just rewatch that movie over and over again because I thought it was so cool. But I'd always heard like, don't even bother with the second and third ones because they're shit house. I was like, okay. Animatrix. Okay. Does not apply. Yeah. I think it depends. It just depends. Like there's a tone they can hit that I will be okay with it, and there are certain things they can do that I will be okay with it, and then there's a lot of things that could go, there's like way more things that could go wrong. Um yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and Seth Green, he exited. Yeah. Well, James Marsters has expressed he would totally do it. Um so and same with the actress who plays Drusilla, she was like, I would love to come back. Like, I don't mind. I think so. Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, so like, and for me, like, if you're gonna do a reboot, it cannot just be a jerk off of the first. Like, it just can't be. It can't be a jerk off of the predecessor. Like, you have to do your own thing. You can have all these characters that come in and out and are like surrounding the new storyline and are like padding it, but if we're just having like whole episodes where it's like, oh, and now Cordelia's here. Oh, and Spike walks in, and oh my God, it's Drusilla. She's the villain. This, like, that is where I'm like, okay, you're just. Oh yeah, no, I would be so fed up. Like, I would not. No. Even if it was good up until that point, if they killed Spike, I'd be like, fuck this. Buffy ended with season 7. Yeah. 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 I yeah. Well, and I think I would be less concerned about it being like that if it weren't Hulu, who is owned by Disney. Um, but literally, like, since it is Disney, I'm like, that's constantly what Disney does. So if they had done it through like some third party or something else, I'd be yeah. So if they had done it through like something that wasn't strictly owned by Disney, I would have a little bit less like I would probably push back on what you just said more, but since it is Disney that owns Hulu and they're the ones pushing this, I'm like that's probably what's going to happen, unfortunately. And it well, and I'm like it probably like it's one of those things where Sarah Michelle Gellar and the writers still only have so much power when it comes to fighting against the producer, which is Disney. So they can make a big stink like vocally out on whatever social medias, but at the same time, it's like they're yeah. Yeah, she doesn't have enough star power anymore to fight against that. So, and the director she's or the writer she's working with, the writer director she's working with, she doesn't have enough star power to fight against that. And so I'm like that's why I'm like I understand people's concerns about the new Buffy show. Like totally, we're in a different time, and yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, and I will probably watch it just because I already have Hulu, so I'm gonna assume it would be free for me. But I will only spend so much time giving it a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like the second it does some woke bullshit or makes Buffy look like some boss bitch, like I'm just gonna be done because that's not Buffy. Yeah, yep, that's crazy. Well, and I think too, like you look back at history, and all of these shows have in the past been given monetary incentive to mention something and make it normalized, right? Like AIDS. like Golden Girls and all kinds of things talked about AIDS back in the day, and it was monetarily incentivized. If you talked about AIDS in your show and you put out facts on it, like, then you got money. And so I wonder if there's someone doing that for this woke shit as well, and that's why everyone falls to it, because I'm like, it's just... That would be nice, because it's just, I'm, yeah, 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 and yeah, it's just, I'm like, I can't wait for this, like, this entertainment for the sake of agenda pushing to end. I cannot wait for it to stop. Yes. Yep. Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, and I think too, like, Sarah, I don't know what she thinks about that stuff, because she's pretty, like, she keeps her socials pretty, like factual, and like not like, here's some stuff about me. She's like, look at this thing I did today, look at that person I hung out with, like stuff like that. It's not like everyone should be supporting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and I wonder too, because yeah, yeah, yeah. And I like, yeah, I don't know. I hope they don't. Well, I mean, if you look at the track record of like Hollywood right now, it's not wrong to be negative. Like, there are a lot of people who are looking at this negatively. Even big Buffy Twitter accounts like Retro Cunt and Spuffy and stuff like that. They're like, I like they came out with the premise, and they're like, I fucking hate this premise. Like, this sounds like shithouse. And me, I'm like, I mean, the premise could work, but at the same time, I understand being negative because the track record's not great. So, like, well, and I think too, yeah. Well, and they have so many who are not, they like, I don't think people are comprehensive readers, which means they're not comprehensive understanders. They don't understand themes, they don't understand character values. Like, none of that is easy for people anymore for some reason. So I'm like, you you have to look at those things. Like, even when you're watching Buffy and you're not doing it for a podcast, like, it's easy to see where the character values are. There's certain things that you can just understand because they, even in just like one or two lines, as long as you don't miss them. And then if you do miss them, someone comes back and is like, well, he said this, so like, and you're like, oh my god, that makes so much sense now. So a lot of people require you to hold their hand through a show or through a movie. Whereas Buffy, the original Buffy, is like, no, we're going to drop one line about it and that's fucking it. And we're going to keep going because, yep, because if you're stupid, you're stupid. We're not going to baby you. Like, there are too many smart people watching. And, like, I always appreciate that because I've always been reading, like, my reading comprehension has always been great. My, like, content comprehension has always been great. So, like, you don't have to hold my hand, and I fucking hate when shows and movies do that, which is why I like horror, because as much as there's a lot of B-schlock, there's also a ton of horror that's not going to hold your hand, and you just kind of have to ascertain things or understand things or watch it again. And so I think that's so much smarter and so much better, and like, we should stop dumbing down our shows. Yeah. Well, and especially with things like that, because you're like, yeah, he's the trickster god. That's what he fucking does, you idiots. Like, it's so telegraphed. Yeah. That's hilarious. Are you serious? Roby got. Damn. Let's go. Let's go, Jen. Shout out to Jenny. Yeah. Well, and I think too, like, so like getting back, because I think we can talk about the first episode of season 2 real quick. Yeah, because Jenny's in that one. But Miss, like, Jenny Calendar, I love her character. Just like, there's so much happening with it. Like, and I really think the way they treat her towards the end is like really unfair. And Buffy's eventually like, you can be with Giles if you want, but I'm still pissed off at you. And I'm like, okay, but like, she didn't know that was gonna happen, because, like, what are the odds that his pure happiness is banging Buffy? Like, you know? Like, come on now. Like, and he bangs other girls in Angel, and it doesn't happen, so it's like, what are the odds that it's gonna happen, but then it does? Right. Yeah. Yeah. What? And yeah, that's the other thing. When we get to Angel, I want to really talk about that, because like, that has always like, well, and that's like the way I read it the first time. I was like, oh my god, that's so like being a female. I'm like, it's horrible, because like, anyway, you're thinking like, this guy's comparing me to his past like exes, like the other woman he slept with. But then on top of that, it's like, if he literally, it was so good he lost his soul with this other girl. But he doesn't do that with me. So, yeah, so like I don't know how you stay with that person, which I think too, like it just goes to show there's different forms of love, and it's not like this one's invalid because he does truly love Cordelia, but it's completely different from how he loves Buffy. Like it's love, they're still in love and they still love each other genuinely, but they're just different like types of love, I would assume. Yeah. Yeah. That like that stupid meme I sent you. That I saw that and I was just dying because I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but it was so funny. Yeah, brooding Chad versus Spike Chad. No, it's like Virgin Brooding Angel, and you're. uh, yeah, yeah, she does because this is the last time we see Scott Summers. I'm pretty sure because he shows up to drop Buffy off, and him and Joyce have a conversation, and he's like, she was just different this summer. Like there was just something going on. I don't understand what it was, but there was just something happening. Yeah, right. Like near death experiences do be like that for most people. Me, I've had several, and usually I just laugh them off for whatever reason. And then later on, I'm like, oh my god, that was terrifying. Yeah, and everybody reacts differently. And so Buffy, like, she wasn't dead for very long, but she still is like, I know I died. And now she has to come to terms with, like, mortality. And she's faced something now that nobody else in her friend group has faced. And she's also super fucking young. So she's like, to me, it makes sense that she's a little wonky when she comes back because what do you even do now? Like, where's the motivation for you as a person? Yeah, yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think it happens again, so it is really like yeah. Oh. Yeah. Huh. Oh my god. Yeah, that's just it's tough, especially like Nerf Herder as much as like you said like their other stuff is not great, but like it sets the tone It sets the tone for the show so well. Yeah, like it just does. But yeah, it's just like Prophecy Girl 2 when she was bad just goes to show how different Buffy's life is. And it really is kind of unfair, like, because all of her friends are worried about what, like their finals, their summer break, their crushes, whereas Buffy is like, oh no, I had to like die. Yeah. 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 I also want to say too, like I do love. This is just like randomly came to me. I do love because like Buffy has rejected him. And he knows Buffy's going to reject him, right? Like he knows he has no shot with Buffy, but he still goes down and saves her from death. And so like I think it's such an important thing because a lot of things today, like you see discourse about, oh, men only talk to women they find attractive, and men only are friends with you so they can get something out of you. But that's not the case with Xander the character, probably with his actor, but uh Xander the character isn't like that. He does genuinely like Buffy, and he's like, you're still my friend even though I have no shot with you. Yeah. Yeah. Y- Yeah. 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 And I think too it shows the problem with like a lot of modern dating where he loves Willow like you said, but he's not like attracted to her necessarily, and so nothing ever comes of that. And then you have, yeah. Yeah, yeah. But he's never like, him and Willow obviously don't end up together. And then there's also he loves Buffy as a friend and he's attracted to her, but he's like, that's never happening. And then it's different with Cordelia too, where he's like, he's really attracted to her, and I do think he ends up loving her, but at first it's just the attraction. And so it's all this like complicated emotions. Yeah. All this weird like different values for all these different things that they balance really well in the show. Like it Yeah. And yeah, and he, like, I can't remember too well, but I do know he leaves her at the altar. She gives up her demonhood and, like, puts aside her hatred for men and is like, you're the exception and I love you. And like, I definitely think it's unbalanced. She loves him way more than he loves her. Um, and then he fucks her over. No, they do not. Because after he leaves her at the altar, she's like, well, what the fuck? Rightfully. Like, why did you even ask me to marry you if you were gonna do this? And then she dies in the last episode. Yeah, because it's so fast and you have zero time to process. Um, Yeah, so like it's completely like it really is completely forgettable that she dies because it happens so quick. It happens towards the end of that last episode and then of course like there's so much else going on that we don't really get to like digest that. And then we don't even yeah. Y- Yeah. I think we don't really get a good like I think that the last season's villain is good. Um Nathan Fallon, I think his name is. He does a really good job of being sinister and stuff. Um, Nathan Fillion. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I think he's good in this too. Like, and then I've seen him in Castle. I've watched a couple episodes of that, and I think he's good in that. And he's just he always plays like interesting characters to me. Like, so I have no doubt like Firefly is really good. And I've always heard it's really good. Um, Firefly. Redundant. Yeah. That's like if you don't have like the extra character drama going on, like that's why you. It's one of those things where it's like you got to focus on those background characters as well and what's going on with them. Like one of the things I loved about Bones was like, yeah, I cared about Bones, but I also cared about Angela and I cared about Hodgins and I cared about, you know, just everyone in the background, and so it kind of helps keep the show going when finally Bones and Booth do get together. No. They get together pretty. I think like season 5 or 6. They finally get together, and they have a kid first. And she's denying him marriage because she's like, it's antiquated, and like she has her reasons. And they finally get over that, and she's like, I will marry you. And then they get married, and like 4 more seasons happen. And they have another kid. So it's not like it's crazy that like they managed to do it, but I also think it's because they had so much extra stuff going on that even though, yeah, like their romance was the focus at the beginning of the show, like then you get all these other characters and their romances, and you get all this like serial killer shit, and so it's just like and their lives are constantly in danger, and so that's an adding factor, and so yeah, just makes it more interesting. Oh yeah, I loved Bones. I think it's very interesting. I mean, you have your kill of the week episodes, but then you typically have a serial killer that they're chasing every season, and so the serial killer episodes are really cool. Yeah, and you do get a lot of good like character development happening in the like killer death of the week kind of thing, cuz like and they go all over the place. Like they go from they go from like, you know, they'll talk to schools and they're like just shit happening everywhere. And then they also like they have to go to this like fetish club basically in one episode where like everyone is either a horse tamer or a horse. And yeah, it's so funny. Like, Booth is just like, this is so fucked up. But she is so factual that she's like, no, I mean, like, it's anthropological, and we're, like, watching, like, she's, like, interested in their miniature culture here. And so she's, like, they kind of think she's making fun of them, and she's like, I'm not, I'm just genuinely interested. And so they're like, okay, freak. Sealy Booth. Hell yeah. David Boreanaz. Yeah. He's in the sunlight, he's gonna die. that that's literally like, it's so funny because I saw him as Angel too until I watched Bones, and he's so goofy in that, and so I think his true personality comes out, and I think that's why he doesn't want to be Angel again. Like he was very glad when Angel ended, honestly. And it's because he's not that brooding person. He's this goofier personality that, like, yeah, he can take things seriously, but he likes to joke around and he likes to have fun. And so I think that's why I see him more as Booth than Angel, because like when he's Angel, I'm like, he's suppressing himself so much, like his own personality to do this role, and then sometimes I can see his personality come out a little bit, and I'm like, there he is, there's Booth, there he is. You know, every once in a while I'll do something silly. Yeah. And I think that's why for me that happens, just because I'm like, he's more like Booth in real life than he is like Angel, and so it really is a struggle for him to be Angel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The master. It all ties in. It all ties in. I would agree. I think it just portrays the trauma that she went through really well, and then like you said, the catharsis, like she needed an outlet somewhere, and that's why she's doing all this weird stuff that's kind of out of character, because she's like, where do I even put this shit that I went through, like what do I do with it? And so finally, yeah, so finally, like when the master's bones are there, it's literally like the perfect opportunity, and she goes ham on that shit. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think it's the first time, and it's not the last time, that Buffy goes through something and the Scooby Gang is like, why aren't you just okay? And she's like, what do you mean? I fucking died. Like, I don't understand. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think, too, how do you even describe, like, if you're Buffy, how do you even describe what you're feeling? You can't. A lot of emotions cannot be described very well, at least not in like a verbal way. Like I feel like when you're writing, you have more freedom for that, and you have the freedom to think. And but like when you're talking to someone and they're like, well, just tell me what's wrong, you're like, I don't understand how to do that. Like I can't put into words what's wrong right now. So yeah. And that's why it's easier for, like, for me personally, it's easier for me to work out my emotions on my own, because I'm like, I don't know how to tell you what I'm feeling, and it's pissing me off worse, so just stop asking me. Yeah. 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 Yep. Yeah. Yep. And I will say, I think it's so funny how kind of, like you said, like Xander and Angel kind of just stand there a little dumbfounded as Buffy is pummeling the absolute shit out of the bones. And then the females that are around kind of are like, oh, we understand now. Like, we get it. Like, yeah. And I think, too, like, Giles, I think, is more emotionally intuitive than Angel or Xander. They're both a little emotionally constipated, those two. Whereas, yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Well, and I think too, like part, like I that's the thing too that I wonder about, like vampires, like Stephanie Meyer. For I know how many people hate Twilight, but she at least goes into detail about like, well, yes, he's 17, but he's essentially grown because of all the maturing he had to do as a vampire, and you do continue to mature emotionally and mentally. It's just as a child, like if you've hit a certain age, whereas like children vampires don't mature because they physically can't, whereas when you're 17 you've got enough thinky parts that you can kind of overcome that. Yeah, so I think like whereas with Buffy it doesn't really get into that, and I think probably because Angel is like the only vampire we really know who's like willing to have a conversation with a person without trying to eat them, and he's not going to tell you all that shit. Like, he's just not. Like, you can ask him whatever you want, but is he going to answer you? Probably not. He's probably not going to have that conversation. Yep. Yeah. Kane. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Remember that time you punched a metal demon and you were like, ow, that really hurt? Like, and it did nothing to him? Yeah. or at least dent him. Like, at very least dent him. Like, but shit doesn't do anything. And so I'm like, and it would be another cool thing if it was like to me, a really cool power aspect would be with every vampire she kills, she gets stronger as the Slayer. I think that would be sick. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Buffy has leveled up. Pick your perks, Buffy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but like yeah, exactly. But then like you said, like it's like what's happening? Like why is she able to bend metal here and not there? Can you explain it to me? And they're like, "Nope." And you're like, "Okay, cool." All right. Yes. Just literally laterals right the fuck up there, and you're like, holy shit. Yeah. Yes. Please just explain the rules and then stick with them. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I'll talk a while about the Halloween episode. I fucking love that episode. Yeah. That's one of those things where, like, it's such a good complete universe. Because, like, I think about shows like Sunny in Philadelphia where, like, whatever happened last episode, yeah, it happened, but there's no consequences. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Whereas, which, like, it's fine. It's a comedy show. Yeah, yeah. Or they do cocaine a bunch and like they'll refer to their cocaine addiction episode, but like they aren't on cocaine anymore. There's no yeah. So but like with Buffy it's like, oh no, this thing happened and now here's what we can do because of it, and I love that. It's a good continuation. Okay. You're fucking birdie. It's so funny. What does that mean? Oh, oh yeah. Especially I'm gonna talk about Spike. You know it. My boy. Yeah. Yeah. I will talk about the fact again. Like I know I'm gonna say this now, but I'll say it again when we go over it. That Billy Black from Twilight is in that episode, and that is hilarious to me. Like it just I don't know why I think it's so funny. Like homeboy can't get away from the vampires. He's Jacob the werewolf's dad, basically, in the Twilight series. Yeah. I will say once you get to like the fifth and sixth one, there's like callbacks to stuff happening in the other books that you're like, oh, that makes more sense now. Like in the fourth one, he's like, I need your blood to come back to life, or else I won't even be able to touch you, let alone defeat you. And the fifth one explains why Voldemort is so obsessed with defeating Harry. And then the seventh one explains why he should never defeat Harry and why the prophecy is the way to... So like it all ends up making sense. What? Ray Fiennes? He's not dead. Snape. Yes, yeah. That's funny. I was like, Ray Fiennes died? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a Cordelia heavy episode, which is nice, because you don't get too many of those at this point. Yeah. So. I can't believe I let you convince me. It's, yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. John Ritter. Yeah. I am not a fan of that one. Yep. I will say the highlight of Bad Eggs is the two, like, oh, can barely hear Logic. Thank you, Charles. Let me see if I can turn him up somehow. Um, I, there we go. He should be louder now. Bad Eggs, one of my favorite things about Bad Eggs is the two, like, Southern hick vampire brothers. That's the highlight of that episode for me. Yep. It's so good. Yeah.
I fucking love that. It's like that for me is probably like the best part of the episode. Is like, no, I'm not gonna do what you expect me to. I'm gonna cook this and make it easy for myself.
And then he tries to go and
So,
eat it later, and I'm like, you
yeah,
motherfucker!
they set it up so well. Where he's just slowly going to it. You're like, please fucking look down. Come on.
It's so fucking funny, yeah. Ugh. I was like, if he bites into that, I'm gonna throw up for real.
Kind of wish they had, because it would have been like just that much more sort of. Maybe they did it the right way. I don't know.
Just him chomping that baby demon in half would have been like, yep, vomit-inducing for sure.
But again, like those eggs and like the look. I know it's like a face hugger from Aliens.
Thank you, Charles.
I think that's why I don't like it. It is basically a face hugger from Aliens. It's just a bit lazy. It's contrived. It's goofy. But like the prosthetics and like the whoever is like their prop department guy or whatever, like that baby egg thing looks legitimately gross.
Yep.
So well done. Like I would love that. Sometimes you'll find out, oh, like Xander got to keep that. He took it at home. That's like one of his props that he's got. I would love that as like a thing where you buy it off a prop site. Oh yeah, there's the egg that Xander almost ate.
Yep, that would be yeah, that would be fucking
That'd be a
sick.
really good one.
That would be really good. But yeah, the rest, yeah, I'm excited to talk about probably School Hard because of Spike, and then Reptile Boy and Halloween. And Lie to Me is such, like, I always forget about that episode's existence until I watch it again, and it's a gut punch. Like, it.
So.
Whew.
Lie to Me is I really enjoy it, but it's got the guy who's the main lead in Roswell, and I really enjoy Roswell. I'm gonna sound like a 12-year-old girl. Like I love Buffy and I love Roswell. What the fuck? I'm a 42-year-old man. But when I can't even think of his name, but Max from Roswell, whatever his the actor's name is, when he shows up, and he's a totally different character. It's great, and like what they do with his character and like Ford, why he wants to become a vampire is like it's insanely well done because you almost think, what would I do if I was in his situation? The
Yeah.
problem is like he goes the evil route of it rather than being like, well, you know, how can I do this? He kind of goes not villainously evil, but like he is kind of the bad guy, even though strictly speaking Spike is. But it's a really good episode.
Yeah.
Very, very good episode.
Well, and I think too, like the way he like that talk between him and Buffy when Buffy is like, "What the fuck are you doing this for?" is so like it's so like the way he describes like the tumors are liquefying my brain and I'm supposed to just sit here, and you're like, oh, okay. You're like,
Because if you were in that situation and vampires were real, you would be like, yo, fucking make me eternal.
I don't know if I would do that, because I'm fine with that.
Max, what is the guy's name? Max from Roswell. He's a very handsome chap, so, you know, you'd be... Because I think they play onto that as well, because they, you know, she right at the beginning of the episode, Buffy says something like, oh, he would never give me the time of day. She knows he's like he's a charming...
Jason Behr, his name is.
Jason Behr, thank you.
Yeah.
He's not really done much as well. If you look at his IMDb, I haven't looked at it in years. The last time I looked, it was like he just ended up in like these horrible B movies.
He has skinwalkers. What the fuck?
Yeah.
He was in The Grudge which is impressive, but Rites of Passage also impressive, but old.
He was in the Roswell, New Mexico reboot. So was the girl. What's her name? What was her name? Liz. Whoever played Liz. She was in the new Roswell.
Shiri Appleby.
Sherry Appleby. She gets her boobs out in something. I had to go quickly go. It's like, oh, Liz gets her tits out in something. I need to go see. Google that. I'm not going to watch the show. I just want to see Sherry Appleby's new. I hear that the new Roswell's terrible. Again, I refuse to give it any time of day. I'm not interested.
Yeah, well, and I think too, like we'll talk about it more. Actually, I'll just leave it for the next time. We'll talk about it when we talk about it. We'll talk about it when we talk about it. Because Lie to Me is such a gut punch of an episode. I wouldn't personally be like, let's go turn into a vampire. But I would probably go find a vampire to be like, please just kill me. I do not want to be in a hospital bed for months waiting for this inevitable end.
Interesting.
Because
because the whole law of the vampires is like, you are, I mean, you're going to be yourself to a degree, but you won't have that like human empathy and all that. So I don't know. I feel like it'd be. I think I'd go the way Ford does. I think I'd be, fucking make me eternally beautiful.
Oh yeah, I'm just not interested in living a long life, to be honest. I'm not afraid of death. So I would just be like,
I'm 40, my back hurts, my head hurts, everything hurts. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when I'm 60, so
yep.
Maybe I don't want to do it. just stop it now. But honestly, like from then on we got like, what's my line? There's surprise, innocence. Oh, there's so many good episodes.
Yep. I also love Phases. Oh. Passion is such a gut punch.
Passion might have been. Is it my? Fuck. Yeah, it might be because I like, you know how you like when you watch certain things and you just remember that's a way where Jenny Calendar. So, oh god, spoiler alert! I'm jumping well ahead. When Angel like kills Jenny and sprays her out on Giles's bed, and they just do like a very simple cuts to her, hold her for a second, and then go back to Giles. That fucking stuck with me, and that stuck with me like for years.
Oh yeah.
And that was like when she died, and then when he snaps her neck on the stairs. Holy fuck! I nearly lost my shit.
Yep.
I nearly lost my shit.
I literally Googled because I was like, she's not fucking dead, is she? Like, that can't be real. I was like,
yeah.
I forgot that was like a real thing because I was like, what the fuck? And then like, no, I was like, I can't believe I forgot about that, but I did. I forgot.
I'm pretty sure she shows up as a ghost or spirit, doesn't she? Like there's.
I think she is in another episode after that, but
she's in another episode. I'm sure she's not entirely gone. But she is dead. But I think she shows up like as a flashback or as a spirit or something. I'm sure she does show up.
Yes, season 3, episode 10.
There you go.
I just randomly read that. Like, I was like looking at season 3, like just scrolling, and it's like the ghost of Jenny Calendar, and I was like, oh shit. So yeah.
Oh, it is a ghost. Yeah, I was right. Yeah. But I mean, now we know she's based.
Yep.
I'm now 100% team Jenny Calendar.
I was pretty much
100%.
Yeah, Jenny Calendar anyway, but that makes it even more so. Fuck yeah, Jenny. Fuck yeah, Jenny.
Thank you so much. As always, that was fun. I'm sorry I kind of rushed it because.
No, you're fine. You got other things to do.
I'm gonna go do Paddy duties and then get some food in my tummy. Next Wednesday we're gonna catch up with at least 4, I reckon. So Summer Assembly Requires, School Hard, Inca Mummy Girl, Reptile Boy, and try and make our way through the rest of this.
Hell yeah!
And thank you for your time and your wisdom.
No, thank you, Logic, for even suggesting we do this because it's always a good time.
It is, isn't it? It's and what's nice as well is like I know we've got both got a boner for Buffy, but it's more than that. It's like similar. We got sort of similar-ish tastes in movies and shows, so it's quite interesting to like discuss other shit. And I think it's going to naturally happen because there's only so much we can talk about Buffy and Angel.
Right.
You know, we can do synopses and all that, but I think what is inevitably and naturally going to happen is we're going to go, oh, it's a bit like this movie, or it's a bit like this show, or it's a bit like this episode, or here's a character like where Max comes in from Roswell. We're going to naturally reference other shows and that, and sort of talk about our other loves.
Oh yeah.
And other boners that we have, not just for Buffy.
Well, that's kind of the point of having guest stars is like, oh, that's that person I know from blah blah blah, and then you get really excited or whatever, you know. Like that's why they have them. Right. So clearly they want us to talk about other stuff too.
And it's so wait, this episode's 98, and then let's have a look when Roswell was out. 99. So there might have been he might have been filming for Roswell at the time, but it's like it's around the same era. So
yeah,
maybe he hopped on to increase his stardom, I guess. Maybe I don't know.
Question mark a little bit.
Question mark. Logic doesn't know what he's talking about. Right. Cheers so much. Have a lovely evening.
Yes, you too, Logic.
Peace.
And thank you guys very much for listening. Appreciate all of you. I know I didn't update the episode 12 thing. I will also update this overlay next time. So, thank you very much. Have a lovely time.